Yeah, starting.
Oh, wow. How are you?
What do you mean?
It's a question.
How many different things?
I feel attacked anytime
Why the
something.
fuck would you feel like I said, how are you?
I don't know. It sounded like you're like, how are you? Because something seems off. That's what you're like.
I think something is off. I think something is off.
Fine.
Well, how are you? Anyway.
Fine.
So I guess, Scarlett, you should probably introduce
Oh
our
my
guest,
god,
right?
it's not... John, why don't you introduce my boyfriend?
This
That's out of the bag!
welcome. This is the verbally abused and often mentioned Joe.
Hi, how's everyone doing? I'm
that's
Scarlett's
Joe.
emotional support animal.
How's that work out for you?
I like it. It's fine for me. I get to hang out at King's. It's
You have
awesome.
a nice voice. That's just
Thank
an
you.
observation. He has a nice voice.
Is it a podcast voice?
Yes,
I think so, for sure.
Yeah, it
Yeah?
sounds like a very
I'm
smooth.
so honored, actually.
Well, we've learned a lot about you from Scarlett.
The podcast about the Farm Arts Collective could not have been more accurate. Like, the fact that when I was there, I was just on the brink of losing my shit the entire time.
Yeah, we came around to that at the end, where sort of
Yeah.
the realization was like, this guy's a saint. He went through all this
That I
was like, did he
adored.
stayed?
It was like the Passion of the Christ. I just stayed locked in.
Were you like watching the Passion of the Christ?
No, like
I didn't mention that I had an allergic reaction and I got car
No, you
sick.
didn't mention that, and then you sat in the car. I
forgot about that part.
He was there, sort of like holding your hand.
In her
I think
defense-
that's when I said.
the road there
At the
was
point that you want
like
to leave.
the road there was like a go-kart track. It was so windy. Like I can't believe we all didn't get car sick. It was bad.
With me.
Did you wear those bracelets that have a little dot on them?
Oh my god, wait, I forgot those existed.
Yeah.
We all used to wear them for like softball.
Or the copper
and stuff.
ionic.
Yeah.
Oh, like the
Brett Favre
balance
sells them
thing?
at 3 in the
The
morning.
placebo effect.
SIBO.
What? Fantastic. So, I don't know. What?
Yeah.
So, are we talking about comedy?
I gave
What
him
did you do? You
homework.
gave him homework.
I gave him homework.
Or
I
should we
did.
dive more into this relationship? It depends on how comfortable you guys are.
I don't care.
So, where are you from originally, Joe?
So I'm from Scranton, and last year I lived in Philadelphia. I had an apartment right near Temple's campus, where I'm an architecture student. And
I forgot to tell you, I'm also an owl.
Are you really?
I am. T for Temple U, buddy.
You might have mentioned
That's
that.
why I have my
I did tell
MFA.
you.
Yeah.
There it is up there. I care about it so
Oh,
much. I
hell
left it in
yeah.
the envelope and didn't put it in the front.
There it is.
There it is.
That's awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
dead.
What? You didn't know I was a Temple owl?
No, I knew.
No, yeah, she
but
definitely told me.
you're-
Can I ask you a
yeah.
question? Do people still ironically say "Go Owls" when things are all fucked up at Temple? Because that's what we would like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to go to the other office because like Temple is the most bureaucratic place I've ever been
Yep.
in my life. I don't know if it's still that way.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it's like get this stamp from this office and then travel 6
Yeah.
city blocks to some other office. And you're like, "Go Owls!"
Get off on this subway stop. You're gonna make a left when you see
Ooh, there's a subway
heroin
now.
addict.
So are you at Tyler or are you?
I'm at Tyler. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
they
not.
actually-
You're not downtown then, right? You're not.
No, I'm not at Center City campus. Thank God, because that's like one building. But
Yeah.
there's
They were moving. Were they moving? I thought at some point they were moving the art building down to the north.
that was
Really can't.
that was discussed, but that was never followed through. So basically, what they did, they updated the
It's for all you fans of Temple bureaucracy.
they updated Tyler School of Art to include art and architecture. The program of architecture was always there. They just updated the name because
Oh, okay.
architecture is the main reason people go to that school. Like,
Bold of you to claim.
well, I mean,
Art school.
we leech
My
so
boyfriend
many
goes to
people
art school.
from art. It's crazy.
What's that?
So my boyfriend goes to art school.
It's true.
Kind of a subtle flex.
Well, yes, architecture school.
Architecture.
Art school.
I would have listen. I would love to have long conversations with you about design and stuff, but that's not what this.
Right.
He did the theater
You and I are
stuff in
going to
high
start our
school.
own. Wait, did you stuff at Temple Theater?
No, I did it
High school.
in Scranton High School. I did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get into it with Temple. Just I didn't have a lot of time last year adjusting and like being in studio until like 4 a.m. every
Yeah.
night. But it was really great in high school. We had a great director, Jenny Brotherton. She did great plays. Like she got the rights to some really awesome things. Like it was actually cooler before I was there. In the 4 years before me, my sister was in drama and she did like Wizard of Oz, Music Man, Guys and Dolls.
Cool.
What else? I don't even know. But like great plays.
I have a weird affinity for Scranton as someone who's from
Yeah.
Wilkes-Barre. Like when I go to Scranton, I feel like, oh man, Scranton is so much more cosmopolitan. I don't know. It just feels like
I feel
Downtown's
that way
going.
about schools.
downtown Scranton feels like you're in a city.
Downtown
I mean,
is going through a bit of a rebirth. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I just participated in Scranton Fringe, and like I don't know, like we get my company's gotten like arts grants from like Lackawanna County,
Yeah.
Oh.
and it just seems like Lackawanna County seems more.
Where it's at.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Yeah. No, they're way
I'm
more
not
involved than
besmirching
us.
the good people of Luzerne County. I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't know. I would love to see. It seems like they care about the arts a
They do.
little bit in a different way. in
They do,
Scranton
yeah. They
than
have
here.
the awesome
Do you
First
know Molly
Fridays.
McGuigan?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's my mom's friend. Remember, I don't know if you, like, there was a First Friday where they had people draw, like, chalk drawings. And, like, I can't draw for shit, but my mom signed me up. And, like, you get a paycheck to just, like, they really support artists. Even
do.
if you're not an artist.
And
Yeah,
they,
it's
like-
super cool. I mean, like Scranton Fringe, like
Yeah.
Conor O'Brien's done some amazing stuff up there,
Yeah.
and like, anyway, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of businesses like support, like they
Yeah.
hang up the art, like Barpazzo
Yeah,
hangs
they
up
have,
local
like,
art instead of just random pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you gave Joe Guido homework.
It's
I made
true.
him watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he loved it.
So the episode about when he uses the carpool lane with a hooker to go to the Dodgers game, and
Yeah, you know that one.
and it like that's I can't believe I haven't watched that until Scarlett told me to. Like that was
It's
the
fun.
I haven't watched any of the newer stuff at all.
What do you
No.
mean?
I watched the first
Because
season.
it
That
was
was
like
the
it was
fourth
on.
season.
that was season 4.
I mean, I haven't really. I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons.
Do you think it's painful?
It is sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
oh yeah, definitely.
not in a way that like. So that's like
It's Larry David though. Like if something bad happens to him, it's Larry David. So he kind of.
I guess like you sort of like know what you're buying into a little bit. I guess
Yeah.
because it's Larry David.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, so in the same coin, like, I have friends who won't watch The Office because it makes them feel too awkward, right? Or too
Really?
The
uncomfortable.
first season is.
Oh, that's
a little rough.
so. My
Yeah.
sister actually can't get through the first season of The Office, and I told her it gets so much
That's a
better.
shame, though, right? Because
It,
like,
it
yeah,
gets so
doesn't-
much better.
Yeah.
It doesn't really find its footing.
It's British in the
Although
first
I will
season.
tell you, man, like I bought in, like I think
There
it was
is a
the second
British version
version
of it, yeah.
Healthcare. was what
I meant
it was.
like it more like
Oh hey.
it more.
Bye bye. Sorry, Seth, causing problems with HR.
Don Rickles.
Are we?
Favorite sitcom?
Yeah.
The Office.
The Office. Yeah.
I mean, I not really that big into TV. Like, if it's on Netflix, I'll watch it. Like, I watched when I first got Netflix. First thing I watched was Breaking Bad. Binged it in like a week.
Big fan. Big fan.
And but in terms of comedy, like in sitcoms, definitely The Office. I've watched that like 16 times.
But we got him into a different, like, didn't you agree with me that 30 Rock is like a different form of The Office?
It's
It's a different show.
It's
Yeah.
different, but like there's like a form.
What
There's
did
a,
you guys just say about 30 Rock?
there's like a common formula.
I feel like it's a different
It's
form
different.
of The Office.
No.
No.
No, it's The Simpsons, but it's real life. It's so
no,
genius.
It is. It's Robert Carlock and Tina Fey created a real life version of The Simpsons. I don't know.
Wait.
I'm going to go ahead and sing its praises over and over and over again. I think 30 Rock is one of the funniest
No,
things
me
that television ever
too.
produced.
Wait, what do you mean it's a real life version of
That's what they set out to do. They wanted to make a
I thought it was
real.
supposed to be behind the scenes of SNL, kind of.
Yes, but the way the
But
humor.
yes, but The Simpsons.
But the way the humor works is the
Oh.
same as The Simpsons. It's rapid fire, non sequitur, one liner jokes over and over and over and over again.
That's the intro. No, I'm just
No, it's not funny.
Right, I gotta call Seth. You guys keep talking.
Yeah.
If you say 30 Rock again, I'm running back in here.
Okay.
To defend everything about it.
I
do
do
you not
not-
like it?
I just haven't got into it.
I
It's,
love
it's
it.
okay. It's not my favorite yet.
I started from the beginning.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
and
have to be your favorite, but
I recognize its genius. I just don't. It's not my favorite. That's
that's how
all.
I feel about John.
I started from the beginning,
What
but
did you say?
I found Tina Fey
You just said
unbearable.
something and trailed off.
That's what I feel about John something. John Stamos.
Coltrane. John Coltrane.
Oh.
Jazz.
Yeah.
I love Alec Baldwin in it.
Yeah, he's funny. I don't know. I just don't. I don't love Tracy Morgan as a character.
See, I didn't at first either.
No, yeah, that character makes me want to die almost.
Yeah, I'm
But,
waiting.
like, is that the point?
I'm
It
waiting.
it's probably the point to make everyone
Yeah.
who watches the show hate him. Yeah. At first, though.
That's why I'm waiting till like. I need to restart it and watch it again so that like just like Michael Scott, you don't like him at 1st and then like you grow to like him. So hopefully it gets up where I
Well,
just.
the thing what they do to The Office, they make him more human as it progresses.
Yeah.
That I feel like
Totally.
they kind of do that with Tracy Morgan too, but like sometimes that like
809.
ruins him. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, he's so bizarre.
It's the
but-
same with Michael Scott. There's contradictions within his character.
So
Like,
maybe
he
that's
does
my
stuff.
problem.
He does stuff later in like season 8 and 9, or not in season 7 and 8, where like feels like a totally different person from season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And like
What are you talking about, Michael Scott?
Michael Scott,
We're
yeah.
talking about Tracy Morgan because I really like he's my hang up on the show where it's like it's hard to watch the show enjoy it with him as a character. So I need to like wait it out until he becomes like
Why?
because he's really annoying. And like I sympathize with Tina Fey's character way too
Me
much.
too.
Where like it's her constantly getting angry, but instead of laughing at it, I just get upset.
I can see what you mean.
Let it go.
I can't.
Let it go. It's comedy.
Yeah, but it's difficult for me to do that sometimes. So yeah, that's why I got to work on it. Like that's why I got to keep watching.
So does Jenna not annoy you?
I don't
She annoys
like
me more
Jenna.
than
I also
Tracy.
don't like Jenna. She's
She annoys
self-centered,
me
and I
more
don't
than
like her.
But see, this is the same thing
Jenna
that
the
you and I
actress
had
one?
in Play Analysis when we read Fences. You didn't like the character Troy, and then you kind of had, like, I think, a negative feeling about the play.
No,
To some degree, right?
I like the play. I just don't like the character.
Okay. Well, it's fine to
I mean,
not like
it
characters.
had a powerful. It was powerful enough of a play to give me like an emotional response to it.
Right.
Just maybe not the response that they want out of me.
We have the same
You guys
shoes.
both
We have the same shoes.
We have the same shoes, yeah.
The
This is
dad,
a great day.
the dad shoes.
Yeah.
This is so random.
Do you feel weird about Joe being in here?
I feel so weird.
Why
I
do
think
you
I
feel
would.
weird?
I don't
Are you
know.
holding back?
I don't know.
Let it out.
I don't know how I
This is
feel.
just. He's really cool.
I think we should.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you know that we're definitely going to take his side.
I know.
I
Just
think that was already
stop
set
this
up. Right?
comedy stuff and start
That was
talking.
100% set up from
Oh my
the
God.
beginning. Like, you probably didn't play what we talked about on Monday, where it was just like...
No,
Oh, yeah,
no.
let's play
no,
this,
no,
shall we?
please.
But back to Michael Scott.
Yeah.
I did get in an Instagram fight.
We want to talk about that?
That's
Yeah.
that's a fun
Content.
story. So
He has nice hair too. Fuck.
I think maybe...
This is why we're trying not to screw this up, John. He has a nice voice. Wow, he has pretty hair. Let's ruin it.
Listen,
I got a pretty beard.
no one here's ruining anything. Nothing is fucked.
Nothing is fucked.
Nothing is
We're
fucked.
all messing around.
Nothing is fucked. The fucking plane is crashing into the mountain. Sorry, Big Lebowski, can't help it.
No matter what you may think, Scarlett, we're still going to be dating after this.
Lying.
Wow, that's
Lying.
okay.
Okay.
So, I'm going to start it off because it kind of.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just chilling watching. I started getting into Schitt's Creek. That's its whole other thing.
Ooh, yeah.
So, I'm watching Schitt's Creek. I'm binging it, and I get a notification on my Instagram that said somebody commented. So we're gonna call. So can we use names?
Use names.
Okay. So Olivia
Please use
commented
names.
on my post of the two of us at Halloween. We were dressed
Do
up
we
like
need
Sam and
context at all
Susie.
about who Olivia is?
Yeah. So
We're getting there.
Yeah. So
Because I feel like maybe you mentioned her before on this show, haven't you?
I think she had. Yeah. I think you
I
have.
don't think Olivia.
No, wait, I never met her.
Okay.
Never met her. I probably mentioned other chicks.
No. So Olivia is this girl from high school who is best friends with the girl I dated senior year, Emily.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the girl you know,
So
right? Okay, keep going.
right.
Yeah.
So
This is. I feel like I am like walking on the.
Tightrope of tension.
You know? Like I was like, oh my god,
I
Scarlett's
know.
gonna murder all of us.
Scarlett's gonna murder me tomorrow. She's gonna be like, what the
yeah.
She's gonna murder me
Tomorrow.
later today.
I'm gonna see you tomorrow. It's Thursday. Friday.
No, you'll be like,
Better watch your ass.
I'm gonna get.
All right, so
Yeah. So Olivia commented on the post of us two
You ready for
and
this?
said your ex looks better.
And she does it.
First of all, Olivia. I'm not going to say anything mean.
No, Joe.
Essentially.
Joe, listen.
this is the best podcast.
I'm gonna get into a logical breakdown of her argument, as I took a class on logics for pre-law students.
Breakdown.
Basically, if she
Can I play devil's
Yeah.
advocate very quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Because when he said it, what I envisioned was like that you look better, like
Yeah.
like somehow you like.
hold on, what?
That you're like that you were the ex, but now you are. Okay, this doesn't make any sense.
Now, I don't know what you're saying.
What
does it mean?
Oh my god! It meant all right. So what I thought was like, so let's imagine that like this Olivia person had not seen Emily in a very long time and thought that she was Emily, and you're saying your ex looks better, as in she looks better than what Emily used to look like. So that was a compliment to you. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's
You see how it's
completely
like that?
not right. No.
That is
You
not.
get what I'm saying? That's
No.
what I thought. This is the way my fucking brain works.
I don't see what
I
you're
just
saying.
need to see the positive side of it.
So let's teach you about Instagram.
That's
culture.
a stretch.
Saying that your ex looks better implies that the ex looked better than the new girlfriend.
But I have
Right, but I
proof
thought it was
she
like,
doesn't.
oh, your ex looks better. Like, she doesn't have skin cancer or anything.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
So
I
like
have
as if it was the same girlfriend over.
Exactly.
Right.
but,
right.
but your
I see
ex,
what
why
you're-
would
I
she
see
say
what
your
you're-
ex then?
Like, I'm so sorry.
I don't know, whatever. Okay, so clearly I'm being an idiot. It means, okay.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Exhibit A, I'm
She's
very
not ugly or
humble.
anything.
Wait till you see her in a Target shopping cart trying to be cute. Sitting in a Target shopping cart on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Okay, there's so much happening.
breaking down her argument.
So
If they came for something that was real,
Your ex looks better.
yeah. What?
So
no,
that was trying
was
to
her?
That was
insult
her-
him and you?
no, that was just
trying to
her
insult
insulting her. Just
her
her.
insulting me. I wanted to know what she thought was going to happen. That Joe Guido was going to be like, oh my God, you're right.
You're right. I should
I
go
made
back.
a huge mistake. Thank you for that comment. I'm gonna revert. I'm gonna be done. Like, thank you for that. Or that she was going to hurt me. Now, like maybe if there was a weaker target, I'd understand. But you want to hear how I approached it? I naturally followed her back because, of course, this whale already followed me.
Psychological
Sorry, I know
warfare.
I'm woman hating. Okay, anyway, she follows me. So I follow her back. I
This
like
is Olivia.
all of her
That's
pictures.
So you follow Olivia.
Olivia,
I
yeah.
liked all of her pictures.
Oh my God.
All four
And
of
then
them.
I comment. You ready for it? And I did get 10 people to like the comment.
It seems like it got to you, even though you said it.
It got to me in a good way. I said.
What's the difference?
No, listen. I said John. Listen. At Olivia
She's
Bell.
gonna murder you, dude. You better
Let's-
just shut the fuck up and
Let's
listen.
chat about your rude comment and how it takes a toxic narrative for females to treat each other like this.
Ooh.
That comment does multiple
Everyone was
things.
like,
Okay, that's yeah.
yeah, because
And
that's
then did she
the
respond
point.
to that?
No, she didn't, and she didn't block me yet.
No, so we kind of broke down what the comment itself did, right? It deflected the hate.
Deflected the hate.
It made it into a women's
Say it
issue.
Again, let's talk about. Read it again, please.
Okay.
I need to hear this so I can think of whatever weird way I'm gonna interpret
Okay,
this.
straight. Okay. At Olivia, let's chat about your rude comment and how it creates a toxic narrative for females to treat each other like this.
Okay, all right, good. So now, go ahead, please break it down.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's.
That's it?
She made it
Yeah,
into.
you said that you discussed how it works on many levels, right?
I didn't take the hatred from her. I simply said, look at your crime against womankind.
Exactly.
Look at you. Look at you doing
She
something
didn't
bad.
like Scarlett didn't give Olivia the satisfaction of
That she
being
hurt
offended
me.
by it.
Yeah.
But you.
I'm offended.
we dive in a
on
But
little
it's
behalf of-
totally clear that you were offended by it.
I don't think so. I think she could have made a comment that was
Yeah.
way more apparent of being offended. Like, how dare you
Okay.
say that? I'm gonna flip out now.
Yeah, like, I'm
You know?
so
But
pretty.
I thought the
It
comment
sounds-
itself was mature.
It sounds super passive aggressive.
What?
It was
I'm gonna
supposed
take
to.
devil's advocate. It sounds super passive
It was
aggressive.
supposed to, I think.
I had like 4 other people.
No, I know that it's
too,
supposed to,
so.
but that innately communicates that you were affected by it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't communicate
No, I
that
get
you're
it.
not.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say
Why
we weren't
wouldn't she
affected
be
by it.
affected by it, man?
No,
It's
I
a
know.
fucking douchey thing to do.
No,
this is the thing that, like, all right, I want to dive in a little bit, like, just, like, in general.
Yeah.
Because you said, oh, this is how Instagram works. Like, joking, haha, he's so old. Obviously, like, but I don't really understand, I think.
Instagram
Like,
culture
this
is
sort
a
of-
complicated
this culture
one.
of,
Toxic
like,
shit.
You can teach a whole
this
class on
trolling
it.
culture, right? Like, I don't completely get it. I'm completely adept at social media. I can use social media, but I don't get. Don't laugh at me. I saw you.
Picture of a 3D
I'm waiting
printer.
for-
No,
Say
I've been spending
something.
more time reading about the Zennials, right, and that little micro generation
Yes.
thing, and like I am, like I, I understand technology, but I grew up without social media, right? I didn't have to go through high school with social media. Thank God, because that must have sucked for you guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like,
Yeah, social
Yeah.
media is one
Like,
of the
this
worst things
hasn't
that ever happened.
This hasn't happened to me, like, literally in years, and I'm like, wow.
Well, let's just say it's a very high school-y thing
Yeah.
to do.
It is incredibly.
This stuff doesn't really happen in our age group anymore. Now these people, you got to remember, they're 18. They're just out of high school. They're their first semester at college. Like, so they're young. Like they're immature.
It's still immature. Yeah.
so all right, I have a couple. I want to go down a couple of paths. Obviously, it's hurtful, right?
Yeah.
that
Yes.
was said, right? Obviously.
Like,
it was-
what,
it was-
like,
it
what if
hurt-
she
it
said,
hurt you, right?
but, like,
Like,
what
to
if
be
she
fair.
said something that I knew was true? Here's the thing, like,
It's a stupid, low-hanging
but
fruit
like,
thing to
yeah,
say,
exactly.
right? But like,
Yeah.
But what if it was true?
but what's the
What do you
motivation
mean?
to say it in the first
What do you mean?
place?
What if it was true?
I'm prettier than her.
It's true.
I'm well aware.
Look, my question is this: though. Like,
John is
we're
just
going
kidding.
to that, right?
I'm so never mind.
What's the motivation in the first place? Just to be,
Just
To show her
to
that
try and
this
just
shit
to try and
isn't
get at the
right.
head.
Just to be a
try
dick.
just to try and get in her head. I
It's
think.
mind games
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah.
so like, the translation to when I was your age and social media was like not really even a thing, would have been someone walking up to you and saying that, or walking up to you and
Yeah.
saying that.
It would be
And,
saying like, "Hey,
There's
your
that-
ex-wife is hotter than your current
Yeah,
wife."
exactly, but you have to either call me on the phone and tell me that, or you'd have to say that to my face.
Yeah.
And there's
And
this
would it-
disconnect
yeah.
that social media allows to have happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I can write and
There's a-
say whatever I want,
like
and
a
I don't
security.
have to see her face when she reads
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
And that's fucked up.
But
It
you can
is.
craft in your mind their reaction.
And then it
Episode
feeds you.
title,
And then you're like,
Scarlett
"Yes, I'm gonna
Cyberbullying."
make her angry."
Yeah, but I mean that's fucked up.
It is. It's terrible.
It's fucked up. And like
we're breeding a generation of psychopaths.
Great,
Thank you.
right? Honestly. And whether or not it's passive aggressive, great. Let it be passive aggressive.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I could have just said, I'm prettier.
My vote there is to opt for just aggressive.
Yeah.
No, I
Like,
thought.
go
No, I
fuck
thought,
yourself is
I
probably what I
wasn't
would've
judging
said.
the response. I thought you said earlier in it that you're like, I needed to show her it didn't affect me, even though you did show it affected you.
I needed to show her not to fuck with me. That's how I feel as a
Okay.
person. Like I'm not a standoffish person, but I'm a very established person in my own eyes. So naturally, I got every person in my cabinet to go for her. And I'm like, listen, if you
cabinet.
think that your actions are going to have no consequences,
You're a fool.
that's literally hysterical. Maybe
Yeah.
someone else it would. I would just be like, you're mean, or DM her and be like, do we have a problem? I'm like, no. Let's take the
Or
moral
you could
high
just say
ground.
like, Cugino's parking lot at 3 p.m., bitch.
She literally said that. She was like, "Are we gonna schedule like a social distancing
distance.
fight right now?
I'll bring my tomatoes
Throw tomatoes
from
at
my
her.
garden.
Yep.
Throw them at her ass. Hard. I played softball.
Well, so here's how I'm going to spin this.
Yeah.
I never expected this podcast to take this turn.
No.
Where's this going? I don't care.
Here's where it's going.
It's a drama
I have a
podcast.
10-year-old boy who's very sensitive. He's a
Yeah.
great kid. You guys all know him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you know
You
him.
guys all know him.
Whatever. He's a great kid. He's very sensitive.
I don't know the age of your kids. What's his name?
Max.
Oh, okay.
Max, yeah.
So, like, if he's a goalie, right? So, like, if like his friends are super supportive, but if somebody says, oh, way to go, whatever, he harbors it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what advice do I give him entering this world of social media? Because he's got a phone. It's the house phone. He's not a real, whatever. We should have a house phone. Well, that's a whole other story. But the point is, like, he's not, like, on social media, and he's not gonna be. But sooner or later, he will be, right?
I'd say it's more of like entering high school. Like you earn the right to social media.
Just don't talk to... I don't use it that often.
Give him. You gotta
easier.
give him like an honest to god chat.
And I'm
I
going to
jumped off
cyberbully
Facebook.
you,
Like, I saw the
John.
writing on the wall. Facebook is a fucking dumpster fire, and I jumped off of it.
What'd you
Oh,
say?
yeah,
I'm going to
Facebook's terrible.
cyberbully you. Let's
Okay,
see how
do
you
it.
respond to
I
me.
find
Wait,
more time, like...
Can you break down a little bit more? Like you said, he's sensitive. Like I didn't really understand your.
So he harbors it when people
When somebody has
bust on him, right?
Okay.
Like in any kind of way, right?
It's understandable.
Way to go, Max, you struck out, or
Right.
like he did something stupid in Fortnite, and like I don't want to play with you anymore, and then they click off.
He
and
takes
then
it personally.
cries, and like, what's that?
He takes it personally.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is I'm raising him to like in general, right? Let these things roll off his back and working on that stuff. But I don't, like I said, I wasn't a child with social media, right? And like.
It's a completely different way of growing up.
I would assume it could really affect you in a negative way.
It can.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So what's the advice?
Or, it could just teach you to be a good litigator, as myself. Teaches you to play with words and really, not see it in yourself, look into the person. I know that sounds like this big TED Talk, but, look into the person who said it to you. You know what I mean? Look at the validity of the
and
structure.
that's absolutely really good advice, right? But that's from
Learn how to tear other people.
21. How old are you? You've got some more.
Yeah.
You've got some more hindsight and wisdom than you did when you were 15.
Even when I was younger,
right?
I kind of took it as a compliment. I really enjoyed it sometimes.
Man, you are
when
way
people
more
would come
powerful
for me,
than I
I'm
am.
like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, wow, I'm important enough
So
to
you
be
automatically have a
bullied.
thicker skin?
I don't know. Am I a little do I see things? I don't know.
Did you grow up popular?
Don't lie.
Don't lie. Did you grow up
didn't
popular?
you?
Yeah.
I was the prom king.
I was the prom
mean-
princess.
We only had 82 kids in my school, but
Okay. So Scarlett,
Yeah.
that changes shit.
Yeah, it does.
Because you grew up popular, and it gives you an entirely
His voice
skewed
raised.
perspective on social media. If you grew up like a loser, like I did, Instagram, Snapchat, all that shit sucked because you would either have no followers or nobody to shit on you. So then when somebody shit on you, it meant a lot more.
Well, let's spin it. I wasn't popular to start with.
When
I
so-
came from a Catholic school.
Okay.
Nobody liked me. I literally watched girls use me. This is my start in comedy. Let's start at Scarlett's start in comedy. I've been the court jester since I moved to a new school. I actually had to make people laugh for them to realize who I actually was, and I don't think everyone ever actually realized who I really was. So I court gestured my way up there.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So I wasn't popular for me. I was popular for how I made people feel sometimes.
Okay.
And that's the T.
and that's the T. with Scarlett. That's going to be our weekly section.
Yeah. Tea time with
Scarlett's
Scarlett.
cult of the week.
I don't have any new ones. Oh wait, yeah, I do. There
A
are
new
people-
cult? Yes.
No, listen, there are Trump
They're called
supporters.
Trump supporters.
Yeah.
But listen, a certain group, not the ones who live here. Japanese people come over to literally support Trump.
Imagine.
Like Issa went
All
to
the
get
people.
2 stories,
Imagine.
and people
Living for
came
Japan.
from Japan for the election to be here to support Trump.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Why?
Like what could his gain, like, maybe if they're like economists looking
They're
at it
not.
from that
They're
way.
they're literally not. Yeah, but that's my cult of the week. I don't have too much information on it. Hope you guys check it out for yourselves.
I want to go back to that borscht with no sour cream.
But we're
Can we talk about it?
Let's get there.
What was it like?
You want me to like give my point of view?
yes.
I feel like we should have your point of view on the Farm Arts Collective
Okay.
in general.
So
Joe's side of things.
so Scarlett pretty much summed it up perfectly.
Yeah.
And we need to start
and-
with the caveat that you weren't high for any of this, right?
No, unfortunately.
Oh god,
Yeah, I was completely sober.
I can't even imagine.
Just some really shitty IPA in my stomach. That was about it. That was the only thing keeping me. But so so Cheryl was reading up on it.
Cheryl's
and
my mother.
Yeah, so she, you guys invited me along, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And then we got there, and we started seeing.
And you guys have been dating for about 4 months at this point.
Yeah, 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's really important to the story.
yeah. So we, there's like these people on stilts, and like a guy dressed like a pigeon, and
This all checks out, right?
and
Yeah.
I don't think you mentioned the pigeon guy.
No, we talked about pigeon.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah, I played it.
I think we watched
Oh, you
the
played the
song.
thing. Yes, yes.
Is that the guy with
That's
the
what
giant
that's when the
package?
truck came. Went,
The truck, yep. It was like, get out of here, bird. Yeah.
Pigeon.
But I knew from the beginning. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those things.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be some moral like thing to be learned, and like we're gonna learn to like hate humans by the end of this, and like convert to like veganism and stuff like that.
Right.
And
And the way that they cap all this experience off is by giving you borscht without sour cream.
yeah.
They gave us a very good Indian squash soup.
Okay, so actually,
That
how
I
was
enjoyed.
that?
That right? You mentioned that. That
Yeah.
seems cool.
It was-
I could
alright,
create
so-
some whole, like, you know, regional-
Honestly, like, I can say I enjoyed the day because it made me laugh, and it made me like. Now Scarlett and I have this like thing that like is so unique, like that like we're bonded by that experience
That's
together.
it. That was a turning
Was
point.
this your first like trip to something with her family?
What?
With your family, I think it was.
Shit, yeah. We went to a restaurant. That's not a trip. This was when my mom does weird shit like this. Like, she's a home ec teacher, but she's very into the arts, and she just, like, the weirdest thing you could find on Google right now, she's like, Scarlett, I got tickets for this. So, yeah, that was the first thing that he experienced has been my entire life up until this point. So I'm glad that someone else witnessed it with
Yeah, but that's
me.
like, listen, like, I want to, like, the spin here for me is that, like, you went,
Yep.
it was weird as shit.
Yep.
You made it through it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not only that, you had a good time.
Yep.
He's a keeper, I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I was- I-
that's like
that
you know,
made-
if
that-
you-
that
if
was
you,
so-
You can make it through
Yeah.
the fucking guy in a morph suit and fucking sour cream was
The cricket.
borscht.
What was it? It was like a grasshopper,
Grasshopper.
fighting like a.
Oh,
frog.
yeah, and there was, like,
And
their
then your
dubstep
girlfriend having an
battle.
allergic reaction and having to sit in the car and like, dude, you made it.
I think
made
I'm
it.
in the end zone. Yeah.
I think yeah, you're at
She-
least
she-
on the 5.
She did make you cry the next weekend, but you know.
That wasn't
No.
the next weekend.
No.
No, there was like a good 2 weeks in between it.
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah.
What?
What?
The cry? What? What one?
Cricket sounds.
Wait, what one are you talking about? The one that she talked about last week?
Yeah.
Or the last time you podcast?
No, she talked about Monday.
I basically told them that I think I'm a mean person.
Oh no!
That's
No!
not
No!
what
No!
you
No!
said.
No! No! No!
No, that's not what you said.
No! 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 Like,
Yeah,
are we
I mean,
gonna are we gonna dig into that?
No, I don't want to! It's a fucking podcast about comedy!
Right.
We
should talk
dove
about
into
comedy.
the farm arts. That was great. That was a good point. Did you ever question my parents? No. Did you?
No, not at all. No, because they had the same look that I did.
Yeah.
They were like, Bill was looking around the whole time, like
Yeah.
this.
I think it's
and-
awesome that you're at Cheryl and Bill because like for like years I was like Mr. and Mrs. Fadden. You know.
Oh, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I never went through. I asked her if it was okay if I said their first names, and she was like, yeah. So, like that was, but
That's cool. That's
yeah,
different.
I
like that.
think it's like a different time.
I call them Cheryl and Bill too, though.
I make my kids refer to their parents' friends as Mr. and Mrs. Or like you know, we go
I
to
did when I was younger.
Coach Rob and Coach Lars because we know them from baseball. And like, I don't know. I'm like,
I always felt
maybe
weird.
I'm old school with that. Like,
I always felt weird calling my friends' parents by their first names,
Yeah.
but not Cheryl and Bill, though, because I hear you say it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like you saying mom
Yeah,
and
you
dad.
say the
like an
same with
abacus.
Pam.
I say Pam. Pam.
I've never addressed your
Mama.
father by his name, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever said anything like Mr. Guido,
I'm
Joe.
just no.
I dated somebody for 2 years and never addressed their mom by their name. So, like, I never directly addressed them.
Yeah, right. That's
so
what
that
I'm
I
saying
never
about
had
his
to have
dad.
that
I don't think I
conversation.
ever said anything to Pam. Like, oh, hello, Pam. Pam. Like, you don't just.
And then I walk in your house, I'm like, sup, Cheryl?
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah. But
So,
that's.
about the farm arts, though, like, that, it really was just, like, a strange once-in-a-lifetime experience. I hope it was once in a lifetime.
But like, we did a good job. Like, we laughed, and I felt like.
It was great, but I also don't ever want to go through that shit
Make
again.
it an annual trip, honestly, I think.
We could see how they're updated. You know, like, they had a lot of stuff in the
Listen,
works.
I would listen back to that podcast in preparation for this, right? And like, the stuff that was online looked awesome,
Yeah.
but that did not translate to the stuff
But
you showed me on
listen,
your
there
phone.
was like.
Maybe it was a different.
There were
farmer's
free
collective.
flowers. There was free beer. Like, I think the squash soup was good.
It
I'll
was
say-
like a good gathering. Like, there was a good
Ew.
turnout. Like, it just like
the show portion.
like I could have done without the theater
Yeah.
about like humans are the
Oh,
worst and
ain't
you're gonna
that the
kill the
truth.
earth.
Totally do that.
You're in the theater department's office.
But like,
I could have done without the.
You know what sucks? Fucking theater.
it didn't belong at the farm arts
Shitty theater is
collective.
the worst.
And I get it. I should have realized farm arts. Like, we'd be getting into something
We'd
like
get
that.
It
some
is literally
fucking art.
50% of the name.
Yeah.
I was expecting corn and dirt. I was not
really were.
expecting Strindberg.
No, I was expecting more of an agro-tourist thing. Like, I think
you got it.
I think you mentioned it in the podcast, like
Yeah.
walking around and showing us like where
Like,
the,
hey,
the
this is
plants
how we
are and
grow the
stuff like
shit.
this, and like this is like how our
No
farm
one
operates,
said,
and
this is our lettuce.
Table making never seemed so possible.
yeah, table making. Oh, and making homemade beet wine.
Homemade beet wine, yeah.
Yeah, and making our own mattresses.
I
Yeah.
All right, I want to spin this. Our mattresses don't conform to normal size. Anyway, I want to spin this to like I want to stay on your relationship, but I want to do it in a great way that's going to make everybody smile. What makes...
I don't believe you.
Have you guys had an
No, I'm the
experience,
negative
other than
piece
the
of
farm
puzzle.
arts thing, and like, you're like, what... Have you had an experience where you've shared a laugh over something and you've sort of been surprised that you both find it funny? Or whatever the opposite of that? Like, oh crap, you know what I mean? Like, do you think you have a common sense? Do you have a similar sense of humor, or are they different?
Well, he allows me to have a dark sense of humor that, like, I feel like I can't really share with anyone else. Like, that's why I want to talk about, like, dry humor.
You definitely shared some dark stuff here.
Like, some seriously scary shit, but it's, like, him. Like, I can't laugh with anyone about it. Like, you know, like, you have that, and I'm
Like
glad you
what?
have
Like
Well, yeah.
well, can I ask, like, you have shared some dark stuff here,
that. Yeah.
but even darker than that?
Joe, we laugh for some really bad reasons.
I don't know what you mean. Like
I can't think of any direct examples that would
Me
be
neither.
truly offensive, but, like, I don't know. And I just think after a couple months, like, I feel like the same way. I feel the same way with Michael Ecker.
It's a level
but
of
like,
comfort, right?
just not even a level of comfort. Like, just the way the next thing I say is going to make you laugh, and you're going to say something that's going to make me laugh.
it's like a
even
game
harder.
of like we kind of
Yeah.
reverberate an
And
idea
that's
back
like
and
I
forth.
feel like I looked for that in a relationship. Like, I wanted a meeting of the minds.
No, yeah, like
Like,
I'm like that with some of my friends too, and it's
Yeah.
it's like a really special thing
Definitely,
to
yeah.
have.
It's like an
oh,
improv
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like each time it bounces back, it gets better and funnier, and then
Yeah.
you know.
And
or,
you can't find that with everyone.
no, it's a rare
So
thing.
did you suggest dry humor because you think that he has dry humor?
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's dive into that with like the remaining time of this podcast.
With the remaining time.
Well, so when you said about dry humor, you talked about Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like, I thought immediately of like one of my favorites is Bob Newhart. I don't know if you guys that's
I know
old
the
school,
name,
right?
yeah.
You might need to look that up. Bob Newhart. You probably know him as a character actor in
Yeah.
lots of different shows, but his stand-up is amazing. So I can't really go much farther than that. But it's like.
Yeah.
He sort of perfected this thing where he would like create phone calls in famous American historical events, like, you know, someone calling, like Abraham Lincoln's PR guy would call him to tell him to spice up the Gettysburg Address and
That's so
stuff, right? And like he would just do these phone calls where there'd be pauses and like
Yeah.
super dry, but like very, very funny,
Yeah.
right? So do you think Larry David is dry?
He is like the king of dry.
Yeah, it's like the definition of dry.
Isn't he just like angry humor, like a Lewis Black?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like,
Did you see the episode where, like,
I haven't seen Curb in a while.
okay, there's one where he has a bottle of whiskey in his pants, and he like hugs a little girl, and she's like, "Oh, it's hard," and the whole like, and it's just like sheer confusion. And I feel like I want to say it's situational, but like part of it's not. Like situational for me, like has more slapstick.
Well,
has more
define dry comedy.
Yeah, do you differentiate dry and dark?
I think dark is its own.
Okay.
They should, but in some cases they do go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Do you know Stephen Wright?
I just was listening to him this morning.
No.
I would say that's dry humor, right?
Yeah. It's
Like his delivery is like, he kind
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like Larry
Smart
David's
way.
animated, so like,
But like
does it make it
sometimes
dry?
he's not. No, I get when he gets all like flustered and kind of like a Lewis Black type vibe, like where he's just angry. But like he delivers some seriously like these one-liners where he just says it and you're pissing your pants. You know what I mean? Like, you ever have that with Larry David?
It's been a while.
It's
For sure, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
from the one episode that I saw, yeah.
he just says
Absolutely.
things. and
even
you're
like you
what?
jump back to when he played Bernie on SNL.
Oh yeah,
Like, it was probably he was playing Larry David.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like he was doing anything other
they're
than
the
being
same
Larry
person.
David.
They're the
But
same
like,
person.
yeah, I don't know. I guess like maybe I think of dry humor differently.
Yeah.
They?
I've always thought of it like The Office was like my introduction to dry humor, so like that's kind of like what I imagine it as. But like you guys know more about it than I do. But
That's
like
probably
Not
true.
necessarily.
No,
I think
no.
it's a super subjective thing to talk about.
it must be. It must be.
I feel like my definition of dry is somebody going like, they speak like this, like a Stephen Wright, or like you don't like him, but I personally, Tom Segura, where he's like,
Yeah.
I don't, everything's
No, he's dry.
Yeah, he's very dry.
Totally
What
true.
about Mitch Hedberg? We talked about Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg's animated. He's not dry.
But he's not really animated.
Not really.
In my-
super
In his
animated.
delivery, he's sort of like, he's not.
He just says it. He's
His
like
vo-
riddle
he
again.
is vocally a little bit more animated, right?
Vocally
but like
he's animated.
Not like.
I feel like dry inherently has some darkness to it, though. So like, because like,
Let's go to Wikipedia.
I feel like Mitch is a little bit more like, there's a little joy in it. There's
It's
more
like a
joy.
riddle.
Yeah.
I mean, Stephen Wright is definitely dry. You guys know Stephen Wright?
Stephen Wright
You
is
know Stephen
dry. Like,
he does things like, like.
he was the radio guy in
He's
Westworld
like, they
Dogs.
say that bread.
So,
always lands
Reservoir.
better side
if
than
dry
out.
is like the complete like delivery, then I'm interpreting it completely wrong. Like
No.
for me, like dry is like the joke itself.
Okay.
And then the
deadpan
ability
is
to
a
not
synonym.
laugh.
Deadpan.
Yeah, deadpan.
Yeah.
Deadpan dry humor is the deliberate display of emotional neutrality or no emotion, commonly as a form of comedic delivery, to contrast with the ridiculousness or absurdity of the subject matter. The
That's
delivery
The
is meant
Office,
to be
that's
blunt,
exactly
ironic, laconic, or apparently unintentional.
Well, there's absurdity in The Office, though.
There's absurdity, but like there's
Well,
a
it's
lot
the
of dry
absurdity of
humor.
the subject matter.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
So-
you say Jim is that dry humor to meet some of the absurdity?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, totally.
Like
Yeah.
Dwight is like the subject of the joke. Jim is the deliverer.
Exactly.
And then like it works really well because we know the
Exactly.
character so well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, and if you're essentially watching it mostly
Remember we
through
talked about
Tim's
you can break it down to the idea that comedy is absurd people in normal situations or normal people in absurd situations.
And The Office is the latter.
Both. Yeah. I'd say it's
I mean,
both.
it walks the
No,
line
no,
of
no,
both,
no.
right?
It's a few. It's a
No,
few
you've got
normal people.
You've got absurd people.
There's
in The
absurd and
Office.
normal people. It's a hodgepodge. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
mixed
what
in.
I'm saying is like it's like the show really follows like, I mean obviously follows Michael Scott, but like Pam and Jim
Pam and Jim,
go
yeah.
through the most distinguished arc in the show.
Say it loud. Say it proud, Scott.
What'd you say?
Stanley is literally the representation of dry humor.
I think you're right.
Yeah, yeah,
Henderson,
yeah.
With the bit where he's like, my biggest dream is to own a decommissioned lighthouse.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
like
Here we
literally
go.
one of the.
And I could
Hear
launch
me
that
out.
lighthouse.
The Office has so many different types of humor in each character working. Like you have physical humor in the one with the orange hair. What's her name?
Meredith.
Yeah, you got
Kevin and
you got
Shirley,
physical
classic.
humor working on like a few people. You have absurdity working on people like Dwight and like you have dry comedy working like sometimes with Jim, but sometimes Jim is absurd, but Stanley is dry. Like you know what I mean?
I think
Like,
the
each
diversity,
person-
the diversity of the cast and their deliverance.
Yeah, I
think you deliver things
don't
in
think-
different
They're hitting you
ways,
on
yeah.
so
I don't
many
think you
different
can put it in a
playing
box.
Yeah.
But I think there are absolutely absurd characters on The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Mose.
Mose.
Oh, I forgot about him.
I love the way he runs. He just like a
Yeah.
like this. Like
I
this
love
run.
it. That's the showrunner.
I know he's one of them. Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah. Like, sure. I mean, he made the Parks and Rec and The Good Place, but he's also.
Season 4's on
I
Netflix
wanna
right now.
watch
I'm
that.
so excited.
What, The Good Place?
Good Place.
It's good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as laugh out loud funny.
It's clever.
But I
Yeah,
think it's
I like
really
clever.
It's
smart.
witty.
It'll make
I
you
heard it's
think.
witty.
It'll make you think more than it'll make you laugh,
I like
but in a
that.
good way. In
But
like a
it will
digest-
also make you laugh a lot, but not in the same kind of way that The Office or Parks and Rec.
Did you guys
No.
see Downhill with Will Ferrell?
No.
Oh, is that the one with Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't see that?
But he, like, just abandons his... Yeah, I heard about
But,
that
like,
one.
you laugh. But, that's dry.
Don't know it.
Shit.
That was recent.
It's good.
Everybody watch
Oh, Veep is so good.
Veep
Veep
is...
is deep. If you haven't
We'll have
watched
to watch
Veep,
that.
put Veep on your
What is
list.
it?
It's not dry, but I watched the first couple episodes.
It's
We'll
really
watch
funny.
it. We'll
Yeah, it's
literally
funny.
watch it, like...
Well, I love Tony
Tomorrow.
Hale. Tony Hale's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So, dry comedy. Okay. Would you say that's like your favorite kind, or like do you have like who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
He doesn't really do
I have favorites. Like, I like Dave Chappelle, and Scarlett hates him, but I love Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, a crux.
Yeah, Bill Burr can be loved and hated. He's very...
Right. mainly just hated, I
you
think, by all.
I feel like we talked about you like not liking Bill Burr's misogyny, right?
Yeah, I don't like people who base it.
Which I think is really interesting, like because when we talked to Kate, who is also very proudly
Yeah.
feminist,
She loves
her
Bill Burr.
One of her number ones
Yeah.
was Bill Burr, right? So I think there's just something
I
about
know.
like
You just have to laugh at it.
It's your
you know?
perspective
yeah, but I also
on...
think it's
Or, you know,
It's your perspective
personal
on if
preference.
It
you
is.
think that they're being genuine, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, you legitimately think he
Yeah.
might be a misogynist?
I don't know. I just don't like the idea of people basing a good part of their humor and their career on taking down gender.
It's kind of a broad way of looking at comedy,
Yeah.
right? Versus like really dialing into something specific.
Like, I bet a lot of his jokes where he, like, rags on women, like, are super well constructed.
Or
Like
is it
she
the
said,
absurdity that he's saying those things?
she said
do you know
that
what I mean?
in writers' rooms, even if something is, like, super terrible, like, if it's done the right way, you're gonna laugh. Like, I've laughed at things about women, totally. But, like, just to think of someone's career and how it's been, like, that subject has been in it so much, I just don't feel comfortable.
Well, I mean, maybe to a point. Like, I'm not asking anybody to share examples, but we were talking about the darkness thing.
Yeah.
I have laughed at stuff that is not politically
No,
correct.
same.
That's
I
the main
have
appeal to me.
absolutely laughed at
Things that you're
Yeah.
things
I
that you
would
should
not
never
feel
laugh
comfortable
at.
repeating as a professor.
I think that's
for a
where I get my
college student.
cynicism from. It's like all the politically
But
correct
my
stuff I
friends
listen
and
to.
I, when we get together, you know,
Yeah.
there's some jokes that like just
No, same.
But I
That
think,
should
but I
never
think
be
you,
made, but
I think you
it's
say
not
Like
funny
a
because
career
of that
off
reason.
it. You know what I mean?
I think you
Right.
say those jokes because you realize how absurd they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think what you're laughing at is not the what is being said, but the fact that it's being said in the first place.
well, that goes back to the age-old thing we've been talking about all semester: is are there no-go areas?
Yeah.
You know, are there things that you should not joke about?
I don't think so.
It's not a really yes or no question. I think
It's subjective, yeah.
it's completely subjective.
It's
to-
absolutely subjective.
Yeah.
Right? There's a great documentary I think I talked to you about. I can't remember what it's called.
The one with Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
It was a bunch
Last
of
Laugh,
Jewish
right?
comedians basically, and they said, can we make jokes about the Holocaust? Right?
And Mel
And
Brooks
so
was like, if it's a good one, then
yeah.
I think the answer is pretty much like there are things you can't joke about in certain contexts and in certain audiences and in certain like places, but overall, right? Like there's always a time and a place for a joke about something.
Right. Well, there's that thing is like, you know, does your stand-up act or your improv bit does that define your morality as a human being, or is that you putting on a character and making a joke? Right. That's like
Yeah.
That's
I
a
think
good-
we live
that's a
in
good
a
question.
world where everybody takes everything so
Yeah.
seriously.
Very, very literally.
Yeah.
That you know
Yeah.
that thing I showed you about the guy with the heckler and the Helen Keller abortion joke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a morally great joke, right?
Yeah.
But that's
But it
so
was
absurd,
just-
you
it was,
know.
That joke was objectively funny, the way
Yeah.
you told the joke, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe that can't be objectively.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure people will be offended by it, as that woman was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear me out. People hate Amy Schumer because she talks about her vagina.
No,
But they don't hate these dudes when they talk
just don't
about
think she's
other.
funny.
Okay.
I think it's just because her reputation for stealing jokes is the fact
Okay.
that her
That's a
acting
big
But
one
that's
too.
not
wholly
that. If
original.
you ask people on the street, they're not going to know that. Not a lot of people know
I think
that.
she's hilarious.
Me too.
I think Amy Schumer's hilarious.
I don't like Chelsea Handler because she has been known to mistreat her writing staff.
Yeah, well, she's an asshole. You could see that in her comedy. She's
but
fantastic.
But do you like Louis C.K.?
He's great. The
Yeah.
joke that you showed me by Louis C.K. is
You're
so
right.
good.
Yeah, you-
That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
right?
I have
Louis
exceptions.
C.K. more
Here's my
reprehensible,
thing.
right?
It's not fair to not like Amy Schumer because
This
she
is a Mike
talks
Little
about
conversation.
her
This is-
her her
Why do I hold with
female
certain
organs.
biases? Yeah, you're right.
But like, it's not fair to not like someone because they're a woman and then like someone when they make fun of women. I feel like if we're gonna treat gender in some places, like it's the same thing with law. If you're going to acknowledge a condition somewhere, you can't not acknowledge it somewhere else.
You're
So like you're saying like it's hypocritical to like Bill Burr and not like Amy Schumer.
No, I'm not saying that. It's hypocritical
it's taste.
to not acknowledge gender for Bill Burr. Be like, oh, this is his character. And then Amy Schumer acknowledge gender in her comedy. If you're going to acknowledge gender, acknowledge it across the board.
That's what these gentlemen are doing.
No, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
You do.
I think because I think it's just the fact that I don't
And then
prefer.
what's always funny?
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact that I just don't prefer her comedy, but I do prefer other female.
But I'm not
comedians.
acknowledging your
other side of that
opinions.
coin
I'm
is that,
acknowledging
like, if
the
you-
mass opinion.
No, yeah, you're
Yeah, no,
absolutely
I
right.
totally get it.
Chelsea
Yeah.
Handler
Yeah.
or Amy Schumer,
Yeah.
you know, they have a fair amount of jokes about how fucking stupid guys are.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the other side of that coin, right?
Yeah.
So, like...
exactly,
The seed
but you
cuts
have
both
to
ways.
acknowledge gender in every area. Like,
Right,
if men are allowed to do it, then so are
maybe
they.
we all just need to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
And let it be comedy, right?
Yeah.
That's the other...
Yeah.
The other way of looking
But
at it is, like, you know...
I will totally, like, I watch John Mulaney rag on his wife sometimes. I watch Jim Gaffigan, like, rag on his wife. But if you see people doing it in a way like them, that it's not their entire set, like, I've literally watched Bill Burr and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Jim
what?
Gaffigan ragging on his wife is him talking about this
Yeah.
domestic situation. It's not ragging on the
Women.
entirety of
Women.
the female gender.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I don't know that Bill Burr's doing that either, right?
Sometimes, and
but it
I'm
seems like it is
kinda sick of
more
it.
that way for you.
No, sometimes Bill Burr, like, just insults women as a general population.
And, like,
But I think he's saying that sarcastically.
There's no way to know. You know, like, there's no
but
way.
it's totally your
Exactly.
perspective. It is totally like it's your
But, like,
But is
not
it, was it
even my
okay? Would it be
perspective
okay
on
to make a
comedy.
joke about Japanese people?
We saw with Sarah Silverman.
Would it
Remember
be
when she
okay to
said
make a
shame?
joke about black people?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Or
right.
Hispanic people? Or women, right? I mean, I guess that's the thing.
It's
right?
a marginalized- men aren't as marginalized as
Or the
women.
thing is, it's comedy.
yeah.
Right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
the other way of looking
Yeah.
at it. And I'm not like going down one
Yeah.
side or the other, but I'm saying, like, if you take everything so seriously, then nothing can ever be funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, like, here's the thing.
That's my.
When you said
that's
how
my
Amy
third hour
Schumer,
problem.
but like Amy Schumer could, you know, she makes fun of men sometimes, great. But you know how you just put women in the same category as black people? Why? Because women are a minority, believe it or not. We just got the right to vote like a little over 100 years ago. So there does have to be some of that taken into consideration.
Absolutely.
I understand good comedy about women. I understand good comedy about minorities. I get it. But I just can't get behind people who willingly will make fun of women and have a good portion of their fame from jokes about women.
Yeah,
As
it's
a
like
woman, I'm
Bill
sick
Burr.
of it.
It's Bill Burr has no like he has no like other kind of like that's like his one resort that he goes to.
Sometimes,
you know?
yeah. No, I know he's very talented, but like sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Well, I
saying.
mean, so is that like a throwback to, like, you know, the hey, what's with all the broads? You know,
Yeah.
like, is it like so they like
It's like,
that,
get
is that
better,
correct
do
sort of,
better.
like, okay, I
Yeah.
can see that. I mean, I can totally see
Yeah.
that.
But Sarah Silverman kind of talked about it once when she made a joke about Chinese people. She said, like, I could make a Jew joke because it's me and I'm a Jew. But, like, you know, it's...
Well, sure, that's the thing too, right?
That's
Yeah.
another part of it.
Yeah. But I don't want to kill anyone's time now. Now we're at 12, but...
I mean, I don't care.
I see-
Michael's coming over here to get me. He's
Really?
gonna sweep me off my feet and take me to the cafeteria.
I love it.
I think this has been a pretty awesome discussion.
This was phenomenal. I would like love to do this again.
This is fun.
Me too.
You know, like here's something.
I think I'm gonna like slowly fall in love with your boyfriend. I'm gonna be
That's
honest.
fine.
more quickly.
right there.
You got a handshake. I just got an elbow.
Oh crap! Scarlett, I need your hand sanitizer.
Oh, no, oh, no.
I have more
Oh, you
points I
got
want to
some.
make, but we're just wrapping up. We should just wrap up.
We could talk about gender another time until they're...
No,
That's
I was
a-
gonna say like going back
It's
to
an
30 Rock
interesting-
thing. Going back and like I
Yeah.
always watch 30 Rock, The Office,
Yeah.
Parks and Rec when things are on, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of the earlier stuff in Parks and Rec has become a little bit like not PC anymore. Like there's some
Office
Yeah,
stuff
we're
definitely.
watching
Office-
stuff
Office-
because
The
of-
entirety of the Office.
Oscar,
is
you're
not
gay.
easy.
Boom roasted. He's like, and then Steve Carell's like that joke would have canceled the show right
Yeah.
like now.
Yep. And Steve
Andy,
Carell actually
Andy,
commented on
whatever,
that like
you're
personally.
gayer than Oscar. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, does that go back to the? You know, have we gone too far with the PC police? Now, I'm not obviously you guys know I'm like
I
crazy
think so.
liberal, so I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
saying,
I
like,
It's
know.
all personal opinion. I think it's all perspective.
And yeah, like I'm liberal too, and I like to say like I'm not a feminazi, which I hate the term anyway. But I just think like we have to acknowledge that we can do better sometimes, and you have to base more of your success also off of like good content, maybe some personal observations before you observe a whole gender, which kind of happens to be in the category of minority. I count women as a minority. I do.
It's a valid argument.
We still earn less
Are
money.
they? Well, sure, but are they technically a minority? I think
Like,
technically
numbers-wise,
they're a majority,
no.
aren't they?
But like,
Aren't there more women than men?
but let's talk about let's say they're marginalized.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think the term minority you might get into trouble with.
Okay,
with
let's
people
not
who are
say
actual
minority.
minorities.
Let's say that women are marginalized.
I was going to say something, but I didn't
and there's
want to,
still we're still technically below men.
In when it comes to like the pay gap.
Pay gap.
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even hiring and some types of things like that. Like I don't know. So I just think it's a little unfair when people really want to throw a whole gender down and then not give another gender like a, you know, we talked about this with female comedians. Some people hate it. Some people literally will hate that it's a woman making them laugh, and they'll think of any way to like.
I've always thought of that as being
validate that.
garbage.
That's
the
dumb.
whole women
Yeah,
aren't
it's
funny
just-
thing,
yeah.
and it's absolutely.
But some people don't know they're doing it.
Absolutely a trope that pervades in the industry.
Some people don't know they're doing it.
There he is.
Hello.
That's Joe.
That's
Hi.
Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Nice to meet you.
That's Dr. Little.
You sort of make like an appearance at the end of all the podcasts.
Yeah, no, he's
And
going to be a
Cam-
Now
recurring
it's
bit.
time for This Week with Mike. Oh! Please pull and Sharon.
We had the perfect subject for you, but
He
we're...
sent me a text message that said Essen wer ich bin sehr hungrig. And I said, that's German. And then he said, Teutonic level hungry. That's good.
he's an
Hey,
English
thanks.
professor.
Skyrim format for you.
Keep coming.
This got like
carry
really
on.
serious.
This was
Nice.
a very serious podcast, I think.
It got serious.
Yeah.
It did.
There was no Waka Waka moment here.
There was no Waka Waka
There
moment.
was just a Scarlett fearing for her relationship moment, like a few
Well,
times.
That was a
Thanks,
genuine-
John.
The only...
That was kind of shitty.
Okay.
I
Let
was
me
like, I
defend
can
myself.
expose you, and you're gonna be okay with
Let
it
me
for the
defend
sake of
myself.
comedy.
It was a little shitty,
It was a little
but
shitty.
also, my perspective on him is that he's not that shallow of a guy to get upset at you for these things that you said in joking manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten upset. I just wanted to hear. I was just
Yeah,
curious.
all I was doing was trying to spark a.
Let's not test it though.
I was just trying to spark
I
a
expect to hear them.
comedy, like you know what I mean, like.
I feel like
I think this is a perfect example.
I feel like I deserve
we should
to know
all
what
just
you said.
relax. It's comedy, right? And I think it's wonderful you brought Joe to
Yes,
join us.
it was really great.
And you're still dating, right? You're still in it.
Yeah.
I'll text you
What you,
guys
didn't, what you
later.
didn't see was he pointed at Scarlett just to say, "Yeah, we are, right? Yeah."
Right?